you've kept me from the racetrack, and
your car wasn't ready, and now you know
and
why.
now it's time. Now I'm ready. And guess what? I gotta wait a whole flippin' week.
So here, about a month ago, we got some terrible news. A local track to us, Thunder Valley, was closing down. Operations didn't go well with the ownership that had it, and basically they called it quits, and Thunder Valley was going to be no more. Well, good news, Thunder Valley is back, and last night we went and hung out with Brad from Brad Fab's Garage, who took his Camaro out. They had a closed test session at the track, and he knew some people, was able to get in on that, and we got to hang out with some of them, some fast cars that are getting ready for a no prep back of the track race. And it was awesome to be back at Thunder Valley. And you know what? Here's a few clips from last night's little private test session.
Hi, I got my steps in.
Nope, not yet.
Gonna try some grape syrup or apple.
That looks like some
Apple
good tasting
rock
apple
roasted
stuff. Is that an appletini you got there?
Yeah. We didn't take a car out. We just went and hung out. We didn't do any racing. She was kind of upset with that, but it was a private closed test session, and your car's not ready, is it? There's things that need to be addressed.
So I cannot hold my brakes and bring it up to RPM, so we are going to change the master cylinder today.
Yes. Basically, your car stops like a bus.
It stops like a bus.
And
Yes.
it's been befuddling me, and we messed with it a little bit before King of the Open Road, trying to make it a little bit better, and it didn't seem to really do a whole lot. It got slightly better. We changed the booster on it because I thought the booster might have been the issue, and I had one on the shelf. And that didn't seem to do the trick, and it bugs me. I mean, power disc brakes on these old cars, you should be able to stomp the brake pedal and the front tires should lock up if you just flat stomp it. And instead, this car stops like a bus. And what's even worse than that is if you look down here at the brakes that are hiding in here, those are drilled and slotted rotors with big old fancy billet SSBC calipers on them. It should stop, but it doesn't. And I suspect it's just a mix match of parts, which has been a common issue on this car since we got it. And the brakes is something we haven't really messed with yet. So now it's time to fix that problem.
And good old Summit.
And we're playing stupid GoPro games already today. Anyway, it was a CCP application for stock configuration, which the calipers that are on here are stock performance upgrade. They go right on stock brackets, supposed to work with the stock stuff, but for whatever reason, the front brakes just aren't great. So a couple weekends ago, we were down at Summit, just because we were taking a week off from working in the shop after King of the Open Road. So
it was stupid hot.
Yeah, it was really hot, and we had also just done King of the Open Road, so we took a week off from working on anything and made a trip down to Summit to have some In-N-Out burgers and shop the outlet. And conveniently enough, in the outlet, we came across a brake package deal specifically for the early GM A-body.
If I can get it out.
Can you get it? It's not that heavy.
No, it's not. It's slick. Well, bam!
Look at that booster. That's a big old booster. Dual diaphragm 9-inch booster, I believe is what that is. So that should work well. What else you got in there?
Hang on, I can't break anything. We also have
Oh my goodness.
it's this wrap. It's not. Well, bam!
Fancy Willwood style master cylinder. All right, come on. This is worse than Christmas morning watching someone take the time to not tear the paper. That's all the little bits, and I believe inside that white box is a proportion valve that's matched for that combination.
You think so?
I believe that's what's in there. Yep, and there's our prop valve.
And all the bits and pieces that come with it.
All the brackets and goodies.
Yeah.
So where's the paperwork?
Right there.
This is a white box brand setup. It's a 9-inch dual booster conversion with a black aluminum master cylinder. Summit part number 760222. If anybody wanted to know what it is. And what's pretty slick about this whole deal, the fact that we found this in the outlet, even though she just threw this down, putting it back up here, is retail, this kit goes for $382 on Summit online if you look this kit up. But because it was in Summit's outlet center, we paid, what is that?
$200.
200 bucks. 200 bucks for a complete booster master prop valve combination specifically for the early GM A-bodies. You can't beat that deal. So hopefully what this is gonna do is give us appropriate brake pressure on the pedal to clamp the brakes down and actually get good positive braking out of the front end and no longer stop like a bus. If this doesn't work, my next solution here, if this does not give us good brake pressure on the front end to actually get the front brakes to hold, the next solution will be to pull the fancy high dollar billet calipers off of here and put stock calipers back on it, because I know stock calipers, well, I know what they're gonna do. They're gonna work. But there's no reason these billet ones shouldn't work as long as we have a good setup. So today we're doing brakes.
We're doing brakes.
We're doing brakes.
So that I can get back on the track.
Oh, so that you can stop your car safely, because there's arguably two very important things every car must do, and it's debatable which one's more important. One, to be a decent car, it's got to be able to move, and two, it's got to be able to stop. You don't have to stop if you can't move, so moving might be more important than stopping, but once you are moving, stopping's probably more important than keeping moving. So you want to go faster and you want to keep racing, we got to get this thing to stop.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
All right, you need to get some stuff ready, read some directions, get some tools out, and let's get this party started. Woo. Step one of this whole process, which is easy to overlook, but before you start working on yanking your master cylinder out of there, you got to get down under here and disconnect it from your brake pedal. On these cars, it's pretty easy. There's a clevis under there. We can show you what that looks like. It's going to look something like this. It'll have a clevis deal on it, and basically you're going to take the pin out that's holding that clevis to the brake pedal. Make note of which hole it's in. There is two different holes on the brake pedal. The top hole closest to the pivot is for manual brakes. The lower hole that's about 1 inch down is for power brakes. In our case, this is set up with power brakes, so that's where it was at. So you want to get that out of there, get it disconnected from the brake pedal. Something you'll want to potentially keep track of if you're happy with where your brake pedal's at for your setup later is the height that your brake pedal is at. The instructions that came with this kit said to put a block of wood or something like that under there to keep it there. A zip tie works great, just right up there to the bracket, and you can adjust it to right where it's at. The main reason I'm doing this is because our brake light switch in our case is based on the pedal, not based on pressure in the prop valve. So I want it to be ideally where it's at so I don't have to reset my brake switch. Probably gonna have to do that anyways, but that's besides the point. Then you come up under the hood, which is where Paige is over here just itching to start tearing stuff apart.
And you give it a peek.
And yeah, you just start pulling it apart. But brake fluid is very corrosive, and if you're not careful, especially if you've got nice paint, it will eat your paint up. Something that I'm gonna give a try, I don't know how well it's gonna work, is these here are pee pads for like doggies and kitties and whatnot.
Puppies.
I went ahead and threw one of those down there in the engine bay under where the lines are at, where we're gonna disconnect it. And then I wrapped the lines with paper towels so that any fluid running down the line won't go past where the pee pad's at. Hopefully that'll catch most of what our brake fluid mess is, and we won't get it spewed everywhere. But we'll see. Worst case, if you do get it spewed everywhere, use some sort of cleaner, neutralize it, water it down, something to keep it from eating your paint up, because it'll eat your paint up, and it'll do it pretty quick if you don't put something on there to neutralize it. Anyway, this part's not super exciting, so we're just gonna go ahead and tear it apart. We're gonna open a couple of lines off the prop valve, disconnect it from the firewall, the whole thing comes out as a single piece and out of the way, then we can move on to the new stuff.
If I do an uh-oh, don't worry, we'll get it on camera.
Well, we won't get it on camera, but we'll definitely have the aftermath. But don't go screwing up any of the stuff we still need, because that'll be a pain if I have to remake those lines. Those are stainless lines.
Well, you can do it. It's okay.
No.
It's okay.
We'll just abandon it, push it off the side. I'll go work on my race car.
No.
Ha ha! For starters, don't hit your head on these, it hurts.
He does it every
All the time. The P-pad's working out great so far. That said, what I found peculiar is I expected when we had these lines come loose that they would bleed out more fluid than they did, and maybe that's just me not knowing what to expect. But the rear line didn't leak any fluid, and there's some residual on it, but not really anything going on there. And all that came out of the two front lines is what's wet right here, which is pretty minimal, which has me curious. The car did stop, and it didn't feel like there was no pedal there. But I'm gonna go ahead and pop the cover off the master cylinder, which we haven't done yet. We're gonna see how much fluid's in here, or if maybe we had another potential brake issue, meaning i.e. no brake fluid, contributing to
Bad lighting.
No lack of brake fluid contributing to poor braking performance, which I don't think is the case, but we're going to find out. No, both reservoirs. Oh, and as soon as I opened it, they all started leaking, so it was just vacuum on the reservoir holding the fluid in. Okay, good. Go ahead. Ow! These things. Ow! Okay. There you go. Now it's leaking out of all the ports. I feel better now. I was a little concerned that maybe we had pumped the brake fluid out of it, had a little leak somewhere and never even noticed it, and we're on the verge of having no brakes. Anyway, we're going to finish getting this toy out of here, and then we can start putting the new stuff in.
Look at you, pro mechanic now.
Yeah, pro mechanic. Where do you want me to set it?
Right there on top of the box.
Which box?
We'll see if you can get it out.
Don't underestimate me.
Good, the more you can do on your own, the less I got to do for you.
Oh, it's so heavy. I can't do it.
Well, there it is. There's the combination that came out.
There's a combination that's going in.
Technically it worked, but it didn't work well. So hopefully that's the issue and it's not the brake calipers that are still down there.
I'm really
But
hoping.
whatever the case, this is an upgrade no matter what.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with this. I think the first thing we're going to have to do is bench bleed the master cylinder. Actually, we'll install the booster and get it mounted up on new brackets. We'll pull the old brackets out. We'll put the new brackets in for this master cylinder, or for this booster. Install the booster on the firewall. And then after we get that installed, we will bench bleed the master cylinder and put the proportioning valve and master cylinder together. And then install that whole assembly onto the booster and attempt to connect the lines and try not to make a giant mess in the meantime.
Try.
Sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan,
How long is it
Stan.
going to take you to get it done? It's going to be done just like that.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not. Probably going to take a little longer than a snap, but it shouldn't be too bad. We should be able to get it all put together, then we'll get it bled out, and presuming that the weather doesn't go to total crap today, maybe go for a test drive and see if we have real brakes. Maybe. This is what we pulled off. These are the original brackets. What I'm going to do is I'm going to measure on the top side of the booster. You can see there's the top of it here. And I'm just going to take a rough measurement from the top of the booster out to where the clevis pin is that attaches this to the brake pedal, right about there. Just a rough measurement, doesn't have to be perfect. And using this fancy little metal ruler that's got this straight edge on it, I can actually lock that measurement down, so I don't even need to know what the number is. I just got that distance. And we're going to preset the push rod on the new booster to that depth, which should be really close to matching up with where our pedal's at in the car. So we'll come over here to the new booster. First thing we're going to do is put a jam nut on there so that when we get it in the right spot, we can tighten it up. Spin that guy to about right there. I don't know if the little foams are important that are in there, but they're not hurting anything leaving them in there, so the instructions don't say, so we're going to leave them in there. And then this kit did come with two clevises in it. They appear to be identical. Let's see, yeah, that threads into that one, and it threads into that one. So I don't know what the difference is, and the clevis pin is the same on both. Came with an extra, whatever. So we'll go ahead and we need to make sure there's a jam nut on this as well. Right. Get that on there. Get that all started. I'll spin this guy on. And there's not really anything to hold this shaft from spinning. So you just kind of got to pinch it with your fingers. You're not trying to get that super tight on that particular shaft. You're just going to tighten it with the jam nut. And what will be the top, and the reason I know this is the top of this booster is because the valve for the vacuum line goes on the bottom side. So that's where that's down to the bottom, which makes this the top. I'll go off the back of the body, same as we did on the other one. And it looks like we need to tighten it up just a little bit more. Spin that down. Measure off the top. And that's maybe 1 or 2 more turns. That's pretty close right there. So we're going to call that good. We're going to go ahead and just snug those jam nuts. There's still plenty of adjustment right here at this end, because once this booster's installed, I won't be able to get to the one that's right behind the booster in the brackets, but it's close enough where everything's at that I shouldn't have to adjust that one again, and any small adjustment can be done right here behind the pedal. Then the woman behind the camera gets to put this in the car.
What you doing?
Well, you see what this is here. This is a master cylinder. And it's a brand new one. It's never had fluid in it. And that makes it to where you kind of want to take the time to do a bench bleed. All that is getting all the air out of the actual master cylinder plunger or cylinder shaft that runs forward and aft in the unit. And bench bleeding it is not the only way. You can just throw it on the car and do it on there with the pedal while doing the whole thing, but it just kind of helps speed up the process a little bit. So we're going to see about just doing a quick little bench bleed on this, and then set the prop valve all up right here where it's easy to work on before we stuff it down in there and it becomes more difficult.
Ooh.
That's what we're doing. Go this way. And all we're going to end up doing is put fluid in here, use these 2 little doohickeys, which will get shoved in there on the ends of these lines. Like that. And then plug out of the way. And it gets shoved right in there. Just kind of force it in there. And then you throw fluid in there and you just pump it until the bubbles go away.
Now, big question.
What?
Do we have enough fluid?
That's a good question. Probably not. We'll find out. We'll probably have enough to do the bench bleed, but we're probably going to need some more to actually, when we go to put it on the car and bleed out the front brakes to get all the air out of them, and maybe we'll pretend to bleed back brakes.
Pretend?
Maybe. Pretend.
Okay.
Before we go and make a big old fat mess.
How does it get sucked up into the hose though?
It doesn't get sucked up in the hose. Oh, look at that. This has a little bypass port from the rear to the front. That's kind of weird.
That's cool.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, why would it be a bad thing?
Well, when you lose a single pot master cylinder, the way a single pot master cylinder works is old school stuff. So maybe I have one around here, or I'll find a picture. I'll just find a picture, put it up right about there. And a single pot basically has one pot that holds fluid, and it feeds fluid to all 4 corners of the car. If you lose a brake line anywhere in the car, you lose all your brakes. Now, typically dual pot, which this is dual pot, it's got 2 cavities that hold fluid. If you lose a rear brake line, you only lose the fluid from the rear brakes, and you don't lose your front brakes. If you lose the front brake line, you only lose the front brakes, not the rear brakes. Since there's a little bypass port between the 2 fluid reservoirs, this is essentially a single pot master.
So if you lose brakes, you lose them all.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. That's kind of I'm gonna look into that. That's kind of weird. and not something I expected to see in here. Let's see. Let's see if we can get you a closer look at what I'm talking about in here.
That little, can you see the little?
Let me get a pointer.
Okay.
We're gonna go over to the toolbox. We're gonna get a nice little clean pointer, and we're gonna stick it down there in that fresh fluid because I don't want to use something dirty. And we'll show you exactly what has me concerned, what I don't like. So here we go.
We're back over here at the master cylinder. Make sure I can see what I'm doing. If you look right down here, see how that goes right through? Right there.
Oh, I see your little tip.
And if, careful.
Oh,
careful.
no, not that.
And you look down in there, you can see where that passes through to the rear port.
So that's kind of interesting. I don't know that I have seen that in an aftermarket. Yeah, fluid should start to fill up in these to the same level that it's in there. Anyway, that's very strange. Typically, a dual pot master cylinder is two separate reservoirs, completely isolated from one another, to ensure that if you lose the brakes on the rear of the car or the front of the car, that you don't lose the brakes for the whole car. With this having a little bypass between there, it allows the two pots to level out fluid-wise, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But if we lose brakes on half the car, we can lose almost all the brake fluid in the system out that one side of the master cylinder. So we're still going to install it, but it may be something that we have to address in the future, is to actually make that little port go away. But maybe I'm crazy. If you know better than I do, now would be a great time to jump down there in the comments and be like, hey, here's why that's there and why it's needed. Because that's not typical to me. And if we opened up that other master cylinder, the factory style one that's over there, or the factory style Corvette master cylinder that I put in the wagon, you'd see that there is no bypass port between the two pots.
I wonder though, because I asked you, why does this one look different than that one? And you showed me the one on Picasso. I wonder if Picasso is the same.
I don't know, we can go look.
You wanna go look?
Yeah, all I gotta do is open it up.
Yeah, let's go look and see if it's the same on that one.
It's probably full of fluid and will make a nice mess. Good chance this is the exact same master cylinder, except clearly the paint's all coming off of it.
Is that what's gonna happen with mine?
Hopefully not. Presumably we keep that one that's going in your car clean, and then that's not an issue. This looks like brake fluid got on it at some point in time and ate the paint up. That's exactly what brake fluid does to paint. But that's besides the point. A quick little cleanup and that'll look fine again with a fresh coat of paint on it. Alright, those are all off. Yeah, oh, and this nice dirty fluid. But yeah, no, this one has the same port.
I don't know if you guys can see it.
You might be able to see it down in the reflection. I can't stop the...
Right there, I see
yep,
it. Yep.
There it is.
So yeah, this one's exactly the same. I don't know, that's kind of interesting. Maybe I'll go on to Willwood's site and look at what they've got on there, and if they've got any comments noted anywhere about that bypass port. Do some researching, ask the Facebook experts, because there's Facebook experts that know everything. See what their thoughts are, create some controversy, troll a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
What? That you don't think it'll go over well if I go on to the good old book of face and tell everyone that a Willwood master cylinder is just an over-glorified single pot master that's no better than one from 60 years ago? I'm sure that would go over wonderful. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get that new one bled out so that we can put it in the car, get it set up with the prop valve that'll be on it, and hopefully move forward with the install. We might have enough brake fluid to get the job done. We'll have to see. Otherwise, it might be a run to the parts store for some brake fluid. I'll have to drive the wagon.
Aw, shucks.
It's in there. We went through, did a quick bleed on the front brakes just so that we could test it. There's an inherent problem with this master cylinder, which was already pointed out, is that hole in the divider wall between the front and the rear. That's a problem. It's not acceptable, and ultimately it's not going to work. So we've done enough to be able to test and see if the new parts are going to fix our braking problem, but ultimately it is a 2-part safety hazard with this setup. So if you take a look in here, one, your front master and your rear are tied together. So if you lose a brake line anywhere in the entire car, or a leak anywhere, you're going to lose all the fluid. And that hole is low enough down in there that it's also an issue for filling the master cylinder, because in the early A body, like this car, the master cylinder is at an angle. It's somewhere around like 13 degrees from level, which means I can't fill the front half of the master cylinder because it just goes through that little hole into the back side of the master cylinder, and it will just come out the back side over the top of the ridge. So we're gonna have to fix it. Not going to do that today. I'm going to figure out what my best approach is. All we're going to do today is clean it up. We'll pull this P-pad out of here right now and see if it held all the brake fluid that we did leak, because we did leak some as we were getting all the lines connected. And well, there is no brake fluid on anything in there, and you can see looking at the P-pad that it's soaked up a good bit there, and didn't eat through the backside at all. So doggy P-pads work great for brake fluid catchers. Now we know. I'm glad I thought of that. I'm brilliant. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit more fluid in here, just because there's a little bit more room right there. I can fill up the backside. We're gonna cap this son of a gun, and we're gonna see if the brakes feel better from doing the brake bleeding. We already suspect that it's way better than it was, because the feedback on the pedal feels like a proper brake pedal now. It doesn't go rock hard the way it did before. It feels right. So I think our problem before was either this master cylinder has an issue or this proportion valve is garbage. One way or another, one of those two is a problem. That booster is probably fine. It wasn't part of that original setup. It came off the shelf, and it did help that setup, but it still didn't fix the problem. But I think this did. And we just got to fix that stupid little hole. Anyway, we're going to top this up, cap it, and see if we got better brakes. Okay, so you're going to fire this thing up. The vacuum line for the booster is now hooked up, so you have true power brakes.
Okay.
The pedal feels right.
Okay.
You ready for it to actually be good stopping power?
Yeah. Not, oh my God, brake, 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 brake.
No more stopping like a school bus?
Oh my gosh.
Let's hope not. Go ahead and fire it up, and we'll let it warm up for a minute, and then we'll flog it a little bit.
I just need to get my RPMs up to get off the line better.
Yeah.
And we still need to fix that.
No, that's a cold small block.
Go.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, you suck. You think you have this figured out by now?
brake pedal feel just sitting there?
Good. A little squishy towards the like right there. It's a little squishy. But
That might just take some getting used to. It actually has proper
But yeah,
travel now.
yeah.
It's not going to the floor, so
No.
it's not just sinking away. But
we'll
you're not
see how
having to muscle lady to push it either.
no.
So I think we're on the right track.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's
All
take
right.
it out to our new.
No, just do it right here
right
first.
here? Okay.
Just put your foot on the brake and slowly bring the RPM up and let's see how it feels. Well, you kind of have to put it in gear.
Oh yeah. All right.
And don't run into the shop.
Fingers crossed. All right.
Look at them apples. All right.
I was like, it's not even like
No.
it's not even moving.
No,
It usually like I can feel it. It's holding.
Yep.
It's holding, and I can get it to 2,000.
All right. Take it out on that new asphalt where we got a little bit more room.
Okay.
And what you're going to do is you're going to go out there, take it up to 2,000 and lift off the brake and let it jump real quick and then jump back on the brake and stop.
Okay.
Okay?
We got this sweet new patch of asphalt, even though we're on a gravel road. And there was a part of right here next to our house that got some asphalt done. So we're gonna go take advantage of that nice clean asphalt and do a nice little brake check and make sure it stops good. The way it just held there in the shop, I think we've fixed our brake problem completely. It is a good looking car though. And now that it's actually got good brakes, I feel a lot better about her driving it. Hey, if only this asphalt was another, a quarter mile long and we could, make some dirty little hits right here next to the house. I don't think the neighbors would like that though. How's the pedal feel? Good? Okay.
Just pop it.
Yep. And then jam on the, pop out and then jam the brakes and we'll see how it stops. All better. All better.
Oh my gosh! Yay! It holds!
Yep. That's, now you know what your converter will really do.
I think I can push it to 25.
What were you at?
Like 21, 22.
Okay. Yeah. Well, now we know for when we go to the track, you can actually leave with some RPM.
I'm so excited.
It's gonna be faster.
Think I can do it again, or are we gonna get in trouble?
No, well, let's not tear up the asphalt and piss off the neighbors.
Okay. All right.
We don't want to do that. We like our neighbors because they
I
don't
know.
complain about our cars.
I know. Woo! I'm so happy it holds.
So,
All right.
let's see. You got a car coming
Yep.
behind you. We'll wave them around and then you can go put it away.
Okay.
Plus, we got to fix that other problem in there still, just in case there's a brake
so
issue.
excited. Like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I can't wait.
Yeah, loading it up. It jumped out. The brakes jammed back on the brakes. And, oh man, look at the giddy face she's got. That big old shit-eating grin.
That's on the three tires. I can't wait to do it on the track.
Oh yeah, when it's on the radios on the track, it's gonna look good. It's a good thing Thunder Valley's back and we can go do a proper testing tune with it now, and see what she can really do. You happy with it?
You don't know how much I cannot wait to get out on that track.
Feels a lot different on the converter, huh?
It feels so different because literally trying to get on the converter with the old brakes, I was getting up to the staging lines, hitting the first one and bringing it up and praying I did not jump with trying to bring up the converter. And now it's like, I can hold it and it's like, it's holdable. And I know that like I can bring it up to 2000 and I'm not jumping. Like, oh my gosh, like I'm so happy. Like I'm so happy.
You've got the jitters right now.
I am so happy. Well, you kept me from the racetrack, and
your car wasn't ready, and now you know
and now
why.
now it's time. Now I'm ready. And guess what? I gotta wait a whole flipping week.
At least a week.
At least a week.
We still got to fix that
Yes.
issue in that pot.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Like I'm so happy.
You know why I didn't
Well-
want to take it out, right? You get it now.
Well, yes, I get it.
You need to
now.
have faith in me. I know what I'm talking
No,
about.
there's no faith.
Look at how much better it is. Is it ever left like that?
No,
Yeah, and that was spinning the tire.
we should have fixed this problem a long time ago.
I can only fix so many problems at a time.
But no, I'm so happy.
All right, send us out of here. That's it for now.
Thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.